beautiful ladies of Indianapolis, are you looking for a beauty place where you can buy all your latest human hairs and other beauty accessories? Look no more. The MD Beauty Salon, located at 3429 Kentucky Avenue, is just that right spot for all your beauty needs. At MD's, our customers' satisfaction is our foremost priority. Our staffs are friendly and accommodating. Contact us today on 317-360-2624. MD Beauty Salon, your one-stop shop for all your beauty needs. And hey, ladies, when you get there, tell Mariette that the girl is sexy. Hey, beautiful ladies of Indianapolis, are you looking for a beauty place where you can buy all your latest human hairs and other beauty accessories? Look no more. The MD Beauty Salon, located at 3429 Kentucky Avenue, is just that right spot for all your beauty needs. At MD's, our customers' satisfaction is our foremost priority. Our staffs are friendly and accommodating. Contact us today on 317-360-2624. MD Beauty Salon, your one-stop shop for all your beauty needs. And hey, ladies, when you get there, tell Mariette that the girl is sexy. Hey, beautiful ladies of Indianapolis, are you looking for a beauty place where you can buy all your latest human hairs and other beauty accessories? Look no more. The MD Beauty Salon, located at 3429 Kentucky Avenue, is just that right spot for all your beauty needs. At MD's, our customers' satisfaction is our foremost priority. Our staffs are friendly and accommodating. Contact us today on 317-360-2624. MD Beauty Salon, your one-stop shop for all your beauty needs. And hey, ladies, when you get there, tell Mariette that the girl is sexy.
Hello again. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on which part of the world you are. I'm here sitting today in your humble presenter seat. My name is Philip Logan. Today is another edition of the Logan's Hour. Today is November the 8th, 2022. And today promised to be a very good one, as usual. And surprisingly, it's not the usual type that have all the campaign stuff going on. Today is a real show that has to deal with different issues. And we want to first of all say to all of our friends who celebrating in the month of November, we want to say happy birthday. And those of you in December, happy pre-birthday. And those of you who celebrated in October, want to say happy belated birthday. So today is another great day again, I can say, to the people of Indiana. And we want to send this out to the newly elected administration. We want to say congratulations to you guys. You guys have the opportunity now to serve with distinction. And to all of our FOP members who supported us in this process, we want to say thank you so much. And those of you who never supported us as well, want to say thank you. And to the community at large, we want to say thanks to everyone who went out to vote on Saturday. And specifically, we want to say to all of the female candidates in this race who emerged victorious. Sister Fatima Famula, congratulations for stepping in the zone that most people consider to be the male zone. We know how difficult it is to seek for the elected positions, and you made it through. And today we will have the professor. She will be in studio here with us, and hopefully will be joined by Mr. Ivan Jivan Smith. He will also be joined by with John on this program today, and hopefully we have the tough talking Brenny Alpha. She will join us as well. We started it here together, we finish it together. So you like it, you not like it, Jacko, you not like it, Jacko like it. So that's it. So if you think that the election results will break us in any way, trust me, we have seen more than that. We have we are strong to the point that we can endure so many things. We've been there. We went. The thing about it is a voluntary job. If the people say right now we're ready for you, you come out later on. It's not a problem. So we ain't see that to be anything. So some of you out there who thinking that because of the election results, the Logan's hour will not come on. You wrong. Just go get up on your sleep. Maybe you are sleeping when you are talking about those things. So get up now and come on. The logging hour is on and the logging hour is here. This logging hours, I remember when I first started this program, a year now, because January will make this show 1 year. This show actually intended to bring the Liberian people of Indiana outside. We have been inside so long. We have been in this community and activities have been going on and nobody know what's been going on with the Liberian community of Indiana. This time around, we thought that it is important that we have a program that will showcase the Liberians living in Indiana. So this time around, this program is not here to just for a few days though. This is not an election program. This program is here to checkmates, to provide information, education, and entertain. So tonight, I will have my dear brother and friend, Mr. Ivan Jivan Smith, will join us. I'll have the Professor Pele will join us. And my sister Brenny Alpha will join us in some time when we go further in the program. So as we wait to get a professor on tonight, we want to play one more promo from our sister here, Marian. When we come back, we'll get a professor in studio. Thank you.
Hey, beautiful ladies of Indianapolis. Are you looking for a beauty place where you can buy all your latest human hairs and other beauty accessories? Look no more. The MD Beauty Salon, located at 3429 Kentucky Avenue, is just that right spot for all your beauty needs. At MD's, our customers' satisfaction is our foremost priority. Our staffs are friendly and accommodating. Contact us today on 317-360-2624. MD Beauty Salon, your one-stop shop for all your beauty needs. And hey, ladies, when you get there, tell Mariette that the girl is sexy.
Tell Maria that V. Gertie Sentia. So today's program will be dedicated to FOP members and also members of the Liberian community who make it up on Saturdays to vote as well. So today, if you are FOP member and wanting to come on and say thank you to the Liberian community, we will also appreciate. We will send a link to you. If you are FOP members, you can just inbox us, send a text, or in the comment section, you can also comment and say, hey, I would love to come on. We will send you the link. You will come on and say thanks to the Liberian people. And also say what you know about the just ended election, what is it that you benefit from there, and what are some of those lessons you have learned of this just ended election. So to all of our members, FOP members out there tonight, if you would love to be part of this program today, you can also just send out a text. We will have you on here, and we would love for you to just tell us what are some of those things that you observe during these elections, and what are those things that you would love to see fixed during these electioneering processes. And yeah, let's come out. Let's appreciate ourselves, and we look forward to having all of our FOP members here tonight too. So, FOP member, if you would love to come on, just send a text. Send a text in my inbox, and we'd love to bring you on. So let's get Professor Pele on the screen right now. As she's in the back now, we can see her pretty seated. Yes, yes,
Thank you
yes.
so much, Philip. It's good to be here this evening. Another wonderful day in the land of the living.
Thank you so much, Professor Pele. So now we have Professor Pele here today. Just so you who don't know, she always on the show. So, oh, thank you so much, Miami Gibson. Hello too, Miami Gibson speaking to us. Thank you so much, Miami. So tonight program is dedicated to FOP members. If you're FOP members and you would love to come on here tonight, if you want to talk about the do's and the don'ts, all of those things that we need to know that happen during the electioneering processes, and what can we learn from, and how to prepare ourselves to be better people of this community. We will also send you the link tonight. It's not for special people though. It's for everybody. You can come on. Let's have the conversation. Tonight going to be an open conversation, because reconciliation comes with truth telling. It have to do with saying what's on your mind, and after them, let's have a united community. So if you're an FOP member, if you dissatisfied with something, if you're satisfied about something, if you love to share those things with the public, is all to you tonight. You can also come on here and let's have the conversation. So if you would love to to say something, we will send you the link, and you can come on and let's have this conversation. This is the Liberian community of Indiana. This community belongs to every one of us. This community is not owned by just few people. So let's enjoy this community and let's live as peaceful citizens in this part of the United States. So now we have the professor. Let me turn to the professor. Professor, just introduce yourself to all people before we get rolling.
So I'm Professor Welder Pele, a member of Indianapolis community, and tonight we're here to talk about some do's and don'ts, some things we learned during this election and campaign season, the pros, the cons, things we could have done differently, things we could have done better with, and what will it look like the next time around? What can we change? So tonight is good to be here because everybody's calling for reconciliation. But if you don't truly resolve your issues, you can't reconcile it. And you will only be fooling yourself and living with that little hate underneath there. And every time you see whoever it is you have a problem with, it's your heart that's going to beat the greater. So, in order to not be stressed out, you have to say it out. Whatever someone has said to you, whatever went on through this campaign, and things that you just couldn't understand, things that didn't make no sense. If you get it off your chest, you have a better chance of healing and reconciling with anybody else that have caused you ills or you have caused some ills for. So tonight we'll be talking about a lot of things. There are several things that I want to touch, different areas, different aspects of the election, the campaign, everything I saw on my end. So if you want me to go ahead, Philip, you know I'm a teacher. I never can stop talking.
So I didn't know Bobo, eh? Sorry, That's it. Go ahead, Professor. Thank you so much. Go ahead.
So one thing that I saw in this election And after being in America, in the Liberian community very actively
Mm-hmm.
for almost 20 plus years in Ohio, I have never seen a brutal elections like I've seen in Indiana. And only one thing comes to my mind: the platform,
Yeah.
the Sierra that LAII has. I personally think that platform should have been closed down to the general public on the
Yep.
start of campaigning and will resume after the election process. You
Okay.
see, words are very strong and powerful.
Mm-hmm.
When you put it in the atmosphere, you can't take it back.
It's true.
And the problem with it is that you cannot follow the intent of your words. It's only the perception of the hearer that makes your word good or bad. Even if your thought about what you wanted to say was good, if you didn't put those words together correctly to make that sentence,
Mm-hmm.
somebody will interpret it differently.
It's true.
And a lot of that happened during this campaign season. People said the most horrible things to each other. Loved ones, friends were all disgruntled with each other just because of the difference of opinions. Why? Why? I don't have to like what you like. You don't have to like what I like. But together, we can have common understanding. But at the end of the day, we come together to be friends again. But after you've said horrible things to me, after you lied on me, after you demoralized me, do you think I will still feel the same way about you? A lot of people were saying, oh, it's just politics. No, it's not politics. It is not politics. Things that were said across both teams to each other were not politics. These are things that people felt in their heart and they wanted to express to other people, and they never had the opportunity. So
It's
they
true.
hired on the campaign to throw those stones. Forgetting to know the campaign is a season. And when that season is over,
Mm-hmm.
what's next? Now we're supposed to come back to rebuild and reconcile. With all
Yeah.
the hurt that are going on, reconciliation is going to be with a long spoon. We'll feed each other at arm's length. Because there were some people I saw in this community and I had a lot of respect for them. But I can tell you, I don't see them like that anymore. Because we have the tendency as humans to put each other on pedestal. Oh, this person moral character, the compass is straight. I like this person. I like that person. But we all want to dominate this earth.
It's true.
I remember the Bible says we are on this earth to dominate. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're not dominating the earth, you'll try to dominate each other.
It's true.
And when you try to do that, some people have no moral compass. They will stop at nothing. They will go at any length to get what they want. But at what cost? It was very, very, very sad to see people that were placed in positions to do certain things for the masses of the people
Mm-hmm.
and they're doing it for themselves. And you wonder, like, okay, did he think this was about him or did she think this was about her? It was sad to witness. And some people think you can turn on and turn off your moral compass, but you can't. Because at the end of the day, you will lose something. If your character is not lost, your integrity will be lost. For what? For what? Worst of all, this job doesn't pay nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you give your most prized possession for it? Why? Why won't you just be you and be honest? But then I realized it's not the position that makes people act the way they act.
Yeah.
It's who they are.
Yeah.
They just been behind a blanket for so long, it don't take much to bring them out.
Mm-hmm.
I met you. I met Javon.
Mm-hmm.
I met Morris. And none of you guys were willing to sacrifice your integrity for anything. And I admire that. I'm like, wow. You say, I'd rather take a loss and keep my integrity intact than to take a win and lose it
It's
because
true.
you can't get it back. You cannot get it back. You can't go from place to place telling people it was just the election time. Nobody's
Mm-hmm.
going to believe you because you probably did things, you probably said things that you can't take back.
Mm-hmm.
I saw how Liberians are able to break down a whole community with one single act and don't even think about it. That was very sad. This
Yeah.
election
Mm-hmm.
and this campaign did not have to go where it went. People did not have to do what they did. We were all hoping that people that were placed in positions to do certain things were all people who had integrity. So we could all rest assured that it was going to be well.
Yep.
But when things start to unfold and you start to see these people in the action, you marveled. Am I really seeing what I'm seeing? Am I hearing what I'm hearing? Isn't this person this person? Isn't that person that person?
Mm-hmm.
But at that time, those people don't care. They say, oh, after the campaign, we will fix it. No, you lie. No, you've lied. You can't fix it. The character that you took your time to build over the years, that you took one season to
Mm-hmm.
dismantle, you can't build it. People who lack morals will say to you and say, oh, well, you get over that thing, man. They'll get over it. But they're lying to you because you can't get over it. When you damage your reputation, you can't get over it.
It's true.
You have to rebuild it. But in your rebuilding process, you will keep looking over your shoulders. What kind of life would that be? All the things you did, you will always look back on it. I'd rather take a loss and keep my character intact than to take a win and lose it all. Because few things in life, they are like a gift.
Mm-hmm.
When you have them, you have to cherish them.
It's true.
You didn't build it one day time. Why destroy it in one day? We work so hard for our names because when your name is called, your name will speak for you.
It's true.
But when you tarnish that name, you are like a taint that nobody wants to associate with because you would taint their character just because of your name and what you have placed on it. But some people did not think about that during these elections. They
You are
told
right.
themselves, oh, well, we'll get over it. That's just election time. No, it's not just election time. It will live with you. It will live with your children's children. We would talk about it for a long time. When you call your last name, we'll say, oh, so 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 person was your dad or your mom, and you say yes, you say, oh my God, I don't want to deal with that person. And sometimes you have not even met the person before. But
Mm-hmm.
because of the name of association, you don't want to deal with them because you have characterized them based on the characteristics of their family members.
It's true.
But people didn't think about that. They thought, oh, we'll just get it over with and we'll keep stepping. But no, you will not keep stepping. It's a taint. Now it's on you.
Mm-hmm.
How can you walk boldly? How can you walk proudly? And then you stand in the face of your peers and you say, oh, well, things happen. No, things don't just happen. Who you are is what came out during these elections.
It's true.
And I hope for God's sake that Sierra will be shut down the next time there is an election. so that people don't brutalize people for no reason. And some people will lie through their teeth with no moral. They will
Mm-hmm.
just lie. And what they're saying, they have no proof.
Yeah.
To say I was just making a point. What point? Can you not have a decent argument and base it on the merits? You have to lie, you have to insult just to get around it. It was really sad. And for me, I've never seen it like that. And I've been through a lot of elections in Ohio. But maybe because we never had a Sierra to damage each other. You had to walk to somebody to do all that. And by the time you get done walking all over the place, you sure will be tired before you start defamation.
Yeah.
But with this Sierra being the way it is and no regulations, it brought a lot of characteristic in a lot of people that you did not expect. People went to the extent of telling themselves that they didn't know what they knew just because they wanted to align themselves on a side. But the side is open now. So where do you stand? I know people who never stood for nothing, they fell for everything. And that was so sad. I saw something in the parking lot on the election day.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been on this person for a while that they are dishonest, they have no integrity, but we say, okay, I'm just bashing, I'm just bashing. But I saw it with my two eyes and I had to bring them to the stand. Like, what? I cannot believe you're doing this.
Yeah.
But it's scam, it's election. No, it's not election, it's your character that's coming out. You have no loyalty, you are dishonest as a person, and you can't help yourself. So it don't take much. It was very sad. It was very, very sad.
All right.
Go on.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pele. So if you're just following us, we are on the Logan's out, and somebody following us to also validate what you just said. He said, "A day of passion can cause you a lifetime of pain."
Yeah,
Yeah, that's Prince Raphael Bestman, and he's following us from Sierra Leone.
yeah.
So, okay, I got somebody in the back here. Okay, she's ready to come on. Tonight you're going to see the tough talking. She's in the back. She's about to come on right now. And look, I see her unless you're ready for flower. I know that red or that Oreo. Or let me bring her on for it. I told you, see that when you see they kind of call out people, then a plow, they come in for a straight.
I know, I know, I know. Stay back.
I'm
Renee,
not here for flower tonight. Just to
okay.
take my facts,
Mm-hmm.
process of finding and murder, then to take my daughter uh,
Okay.
for a little bit to let them, say my piece and move
That's
on.
it. That's it. That thank you so much for that, Bernie. So that's why we are here today. After election, even after soccer game, they get commentary after the game and everything. So it's important that we also have these things going on today because we can't have a legitimate administration now and be going back and be discussing what happened during the election after a long period. So it's
Yeah,
important for us today to have this conversation. So let's talk about the do's and the don'ts. What went wrong? How can we fix it? What are those things that we saw that we identify in the community that we all can fix together? I know you are in the background following Professor Pili. Professor Pili chose some light on the platform, which he referred to as the CR, the chat room, and how there were no regulations. People were just spewing anything out there, defaming people's character for no reasons, only because they want to win election. She also talked about the reconciliation process. How can we reconcile when we do not discuss what happened first? Because reconciliation comes with truth telling. We have to be sincere in with ourselves. We Liberian living here first. We have to first identify what's wrong before we can try to deal with how can we fix it. And she showed light on cheating, some of the wrong things that went on, and the cheating were broad. There were irregularities and complaint filed here and there, and the referee authority could not solve these problems. And she also talked about people character, how character is so important, because the only thing you have after here is a character. Regardless if you can have all of your bank full with whatever money you have, if you do not have character, people will not respect you. And she also showed like she said that people do not become corrupt when they take power, but they are already corrupt before taking power. So power only shows your true character. And she showed light on the election day that she saw something going on from somebody who she respected so much, and she saw what the person was doing, and she said, "This cannot be you. This cannot be you." And specifically, she really emphasized on character and image building, because some of the people who she had too much respect for, and she saw the way they went down low, and she said that we also go with them for a long period, to the point where after their generation, the next generation will also have to pay for that, because if their name is called or the names are called anywhere, people are going to ask, what so person your father? Yes, okay, I see why you behaving like this. So those are the things that Professor Pilicho like on here tonight. So Bernice, let's hear from you. This election process that just went on, what are some of the do's and what are some of the don'ts? Winter Snow, if you love to come on, just send me text. Let me send you the link right away. I see you pop up. Thank you. The King UJ Dosua, thanks for following as well. Go ahead, Brandy.
So with me, as I always say, I deal with facts. Um, so when it comes to these election processes, uh, look, let's be honest. I watch some of the own people I call my aunts. Didn't even tell me congratulations or anything, just for stepping up, because of the simple fact they were on the other side. Which it shouldn't matter, because if we are really about our community, whether you win, lose, whether you feel like this person is competent or not, the fact that they took the time to step up, because let's be honest, this takes away from our time. Just these, just going through the processes and things like that. There were things some days I couldn't do with my kids that I normally do. Those things should be clapped upon when people step up, instead of people trying to give them a reason why they should just keep staying away like they were. And those are some of the things that I saw and I didn't appreciate, which, I will have those personal conversations with my aunts personally. Um, if we are going to call out people, we have to be calling out across the board. I don't
Yep.
shy away from what the facts and the truth are. The fact of the matter is, what we saw is people like their one way of thinking. When you come and you bring something that challenges somebody, what they've been doing for their whole lives, it brings upon a little bit of uncomfortability. So that can turn into what we saw during these elections.
It's true.
And just to have known, everybody, the mass majority said this was a peaceful, the most peaceful election we've had in our community, is absurd and crazy, because nobody's getting paid. If you come out for election, I know they put this politic thing, they stamp it by it, so now everybody taking it past what it is. It's basically community service and helping your community, but just having a govern people to, govern the community in the way it needs to be. But within that, you have to have strong people who are willing to fight for a community, for things to be done the right way, who are willing to see that the community wants to move forward. And the thing about it is today, like on the chat room, people were scolding certain people because they were speaking up how they felt. You cannot reconcile with somebody by covering up a wound and say, oh, move along. Some of the very people that was calling him, when they lost, they wasn't here. They're being gone. They just resurfaced now. And because now the team, they on one. So now it's, oh, forget about it, forget about it. How did they feel? They didn't even show their face in the community. They were so ashamed because they knew what happened. Then now they're speaking up on the same things that went on, the unfairness that went on that caused them to lose. But because now they are on the winning side, oh, it's okay. And I've said this before, I will say it again. Do not be okay with something that is in your favor now that will come back to bite you later on. And we've seen it go on for years and years and years where, oh, it's okay because it don't affect me. We won. We won. But how did you win? What do you stand on in winning? These things are way more important than just getting into office, because this will let us know whether you are ready to fight for your community at all costs, because you would not see anything going wrong and let it go wrong and say, oh, we'll deal with it next time. When is next time? Deal with it when it's going on, so that way things can be fixed right now and not later. And secondly,
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to just everybody that had a hand in it, I know at first we all, put it on a certain person, but we have to put it on everybody across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that is now coming up to us and saying, oh, we understand, but that was election, so we'll fix it now. We'll fix it. But then you really have to fix it. You cannot keep saying you will fix something, and then when you get in there, you don't fix it, and then it goes on the next time. There is no check or balance within our Constitution. You gave all authority to one team to make decisions based on what they felt were good, bad, ugly. However, there were no documents shown about this mysterious box.
Mm-hmm.
The president, vice president, nobody came out and said, oh, we didn't give a box. What was in the box? There were people who were out here. There are other people on the EC. It's 5 people. It's not just one. There were the board. So if there were other people, and let's be real, even some of our own people, okay, that were supposed to stand beside us didn't. I'm not, see, if I'm gonna call out people who weren't being fair, I go across the board. I'm not.
But I just said it. I say anytime I see you in those kind of color, I know you're coming to fight.
So we have to be honest with ourselves, and at the end of the day, the people voted and it turned out how they want. Now we're gonna see the people they voted for step in and actually do the work. Now it's time for them to hold it accountable. If I see any of those people crying the next election, I will be personally on them. Don't cry. Just like you telling us now, don't cry. When they
Uh-huh.
when they poke you with that same thing they poke us with, don't cry. We'll be there to pat you on the back and tell you keep it moving. That's it.
Uh, Bernice, the way you lay it out, I just don't know where to start from, honestly. But I will give it to the professor. Professor, pick up from there. Maybe you will be able to lay it out better than I. But Brandy's just touch everywhere. And in all fairness, that's what happened. If you never stood during the time people expected you to, then when? Jeevan Smith have a famous
When?
saying. He said, when not now, then when? If not you, then who?
Yeah.
The time people expected you to speak up concerning irregularities, malpractices, cheating, you said nothing. Now you have been given the mantle of authority. Can you say something? Will you say something? So until then, we wait to see. Professor, pick up from there.
Yes, what Bernie said is so true. It's so true. But one thing in this life that I've come to understand over the years:
Mm-hmm.
values, beliefs, morals. Society has fixed it in a way that what I valued, you may not value. What I consider to be my beliefs may not be your beliefs. What I consider to be those things that I hold in high esteem may not be what you hold in high esteem. But one thing in it all is we have one God. Unless you are atheist and you say there is no God, then your values and beliefs and morals might be different. But we have a worldview. Everybody perceives things differently. But nevertheless, What you will not want done to you, don't do it to another person. That is truth, and it holds for everybody. Despite your beliefs, despite your values, despite your morals, what you don't want done to you, don't do it to another person. And like Bernie said, people should consider her aunt. Bernie is one of those children that came from Liberia very young, came to America, and grew up here. The kids like that, they don't want to deal with the community because we do African things and these children learning American things. So at the end of the day, there's a little clash right there. But she said, no, I want to be in my community. I want to come out. I want to be able to be a part. Because through her, her children will understand the Liberian culture. But somebody else said to her, where have you been? What's up with that phrase? You've been here 25 plus years. What have you done for this community? What can you show? I've said this during the election. I said it during the campaign season. It's time for a fresh set of eyes to look at the same thing, but look at it differently. We all will not be able to see things the same way. So it's only fair if we all get a chance to put our eye on the same thing and see what we can make of it. But not after people that you're supposed to work with, you understand that their values does not align with yours. What do you do in that case? Do you say because of reconciliation purpose, I would just let my guard down and let myself in? No, you will be opening up yourself to these characteristics that is not part of your own value system. And before you know it, you will be a pure hypocrite, either lying to yourself or lying to them. How do we reconcile that? It seems like we all want the same thing for the community. Good for the community. But if you want the same things for the community, how can you now make the community dwellers the people that you're going to attack, the people that you're going to demoralize? Then what are you doing it for? Who are you doing it for? Because certainly you're not doing it for the money. You no money there. The only thing that's left there is insults when you don't do it right, or people will defame you for the mistakes you will make. So what are you going to sacrifice? The only thing that makes you you, for what? One thing that was so astonishing to me when I went to the polls to cast my vote, looking at those ballots, oh my God, I was ashamed. I was ashamed. Since I came into this community, this is the first time I heard people don't vote by a party. People vote as individuals. Well, we don't do it like that in Ohio. We vote like party. But I'm understanding that everybody is running on their own ticket. So how did a whole ticket of 5 different people running on their own enter in a particular position compared to another group of 5 people running on their own ending up in another position? And people standing in the parking lot saying, all tops, all tops. It took a minute for me to understand when I went to cast my ballots and I found out, oh my God, this is what they are talking about, all tops. Why? Why? Like she said, why would so much authority be given to one group of people and there's no check and balance? The people who are supposed to be the check and balance can't even stand up for what it's worth. Who can they check? Who can they balance? So that means one group of people can just choose to do anything and get away with murder and nobody can say nothing. And at the end of the day, what do they say? Oh, let's forget it and go forward. Go forward where? Let's talk about what happened so it don't repeat itself.
Yep.
Like she said, some of the people that ran away after their own election and now coming back, they never sat down and talked about the problem. I understood listening to things in the community that it was the Constitution that was not good. It should have been worked on over the last 3 years, was never worked on. Guess what? It became the biggest problem in this other election.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're not careful, it would not get work on. It would be another problem for the next election. And it's just a tumbleweed rolling down the hill. How long will we do this? How long will we keep saying, oh, well, the last group was supposed to, but it didn't? Everybody's passing the buck on somebody else. When are we going to stand up and just make it right? If it's not good enough to use, then don't use it. But don't use it at some point and say, oh, after this point, we're going to use it now because it's not right. No, if it's not right, it's not right. Take it as that. It should have never been into this election if it was not up to par. If it needed work, the work was never done. The Constitution should have never been involved. Where to say you have to have attended 3 meetings and before you can be a candidate in an election. Well, good thing. But if you don't have the meetings, you don't have the attendance roster, why will you use it? Why? We had the opportunity to get the EC on the show, and he couldn't even speak to these things as it is.
Yeah,
but try to blame the administration that is outgoing. Everybody's just passing the buck on somebody. That don't fix nothing. It creates more problem. Because if you knew, as a person who's educated, as a person who have your own moral standards, who have your own integrity, if it ain't right, it ain't right. At no point in time can you say it is right. But when you want it to suit you, then it becomes right. When it don't suit you, then it's wrong. It doesn't work like that. It don't work like that. It's just, it was just too sad. It was just too sad. I hope it never repeats itself again in this community, because that would be a strict tear down.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pele. So we have been joined by Samad Hamoud Logan. Samad, are you there?
I'm here.
All right, go ahead, make your point.
Hello, everyone. My name is Samar Hamid Logan, as my husband stated. I just joined this platform this evening because I witnessed firsthand all the disenchantments that occurred throughout this process. And this was the first time for me. And I've witnessed this before from the outside looking in. But for me to be a part of this process from the inside looking out, it was such a different experience for me. And to see leadership in the community looking at what is clearly wrong, looking at what is clearly not morally good, and they tell us to just leave it and proceed. And it's like, now that it's all said and done, we want reconciliation, absolutely, 100%, but you have to start from the root. When you have a wound and you want that wound to heal, you have to take care of that wound. You can't just put a Band-Aid over it and think that wound will heal. No, you have to clean that wound first before you cover the wound. So before reconciliation can begin, the community leaders have to acknowledge where they went wrong on our behalf. And I feel as though it was so many things, starting from the top with the EC chairman. So many things were overlooked. So many questions went unanswered. And before we can begin the reconciliation process, you need answers. Like anybody, when you end a relationship, you need closure. So for us to end this chapter, we need that closure.
Thank you so much.
That's all I have to say.
All right. Thank you so much, Samad Hamoud Logan. Brittany, you wanted to come in?
Yes.
Okay, come in before I come in.
Just to piggyback off what she said, we've seen this happen 3 years in a row. The only closure anybody ever gets is stay away and then come back when I guess they are in the runner-up or, on the winning team. When we are asking for closure, everybody, have already seen what's went wrong. Let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason why we're doing this today is from the people that have called us, that seen us, that try to clear the air. But if they're gonna clear the air, then you have to clear the air publicly. Don't try to clear the air behind closed doors. And then when we bring you up forefront, you change your story. We don't want to hear it because that's not actually closure. And what we've seen, the closure I think we are looking for, we probably won't get because of what have been done in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody is going to publicly tell the truth. Even as you can see, out of all the people that have called us or try to talk to us about what went on in the background, or oh sorry, or we know it, but that's just election. When we asked them, will they come up and say it? What's the answer? No, they're just telling us to clear their conscience. And as much as we can say closure, sometimes closure is just knowing that we address the situation to our fullest. And because the way I see it now, we're never going to get the truth or that we need for as far as closure. They always going to say, oh well, we'll say in the back. And that's only because of integrity. If you know you did something that question your integrity or your morals, to come out and say it, they will never do it.
Mm-hmm.
Never. Because if that was the case, the first night after election, how many people came up and started talking? What they were supposed to do was do what? Tell the truth. All the crowd was out there. Why pull us to the side to tell us? Then when people start coming, then they change the topic. So that lets me know going forward, we just have to hold everybody accountable. And what we did this time around, even though people backed away from us because of them being scared of getting attacked and all that, and I feel like you shouldn't be scared to say your piece.
It's true.
If something happened to you and somebody wronged you, you shouldn't be scared to come out and say what happened. And if you scared in a way, that makes you a coward.
I like that. I like that.
Because there's no way you are going to call me in the back, but you can step with me and hold my hand in the front to make it look like I'm not just saying things or just imagining things just because I want to have something to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, I'm satisfied for the fact that we put these things out there, even though we didn't get the result in our favor. But we know from behind the scene, all the people that are coming crawling behind right now, they know what happened. That's the
True.
first step, that now people are seeing it in the open. And we have to hold the administration accountable in making these changes and making sure that these changes that we know that needs to go on happens now. And don't let it keep going on, because honestly, like the dice show, we would expect some of these people to, request the link so they can come on and show their faces. But of course, for their own whatever situation it is, and they know things that they did were morally wrong and put
Mm-hmm.
integrity on the line in front of the whole community, of course they would not be willing to do it. So we would just speak to what we know is true and what everybody else know is true, whether they won or lost, and just find a way to make sure that going forward these things do not happen. And by doing that is holding the incoming administration up on all these things that they saw. Because like I said, a lot of people will not come out and say it. We've said it, they know it. So now it's time for them to do the work that needs to be done to get these changes. And at the end of this 3 year, we'll be clocking and making sure that the work was done.
Thank you so much, Bernice. And just to add to what you just said, you're the professor and my wife. You see, integrity is doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. And I can say this for sure. In the past election, they had clips of me speaking to the bull, speaking to the pastoral council. I think they're going to have more of those clips because I'm not a coward. I do not see evil or I see wrongs and a lie to perpetrate and sit down and say, because I want you call my name, so I'm afraid. I'm never afraid. I'm an August 8th born. I'm a lion. Sorry. Come, Professor. Woo.
It is boldness.
Yes. I'm a lion. I do not shy away. And I can say to you today, on today's show, I got 3 group of people who will be answerable to me going forward. The bull of LDI will have to answer my questions. The pastoral council will have to answer my questions. Regardless the election is over, but the EC will answer my question. And before I come up here to bash each of those groups, I will send each of them official letters stating my points, and I will be demanding answers. And I challenge any of those groups, any of those members who will not answer. I will come right up here. I have too many damaging things, too many recordings to play. I ain't going to play it on the show now, but I will give every one of you the benefit of the doubt to answer my questions individually or even as a group from the bowl, from the pastoral council, and from the EC. And that's a challenge to every one of you people.
I want to come in for a minute.
Just go ahead.
I wanted to just, I'm sorry, are you done? I didn't mean to.
Go ahead.
I wanted to come in and piggyback again off of the statement that Bernice made. When we initially started this, one of the things that we said to our people, and I believe we were stern on, is we were going to be the change that we wanted to see. Now that the elections are over, what typically happens is whoever doesn't win, that person shies away, and you don't see them around for some time. However, like my sister said, let me speak for myself. I do not plan on shying away. I have earned my stripes in this community, and I plan to be at the forefront of this community, holding each and every person accountable, because I will be the change that I want to see in this community. Being as much as all the injustice that was done, I will make sure that same injustice does not happen to the next person that comes up. And as much as we're looking up to leaders in this community to speak on the wrong that they saw, and they could not speak on it, it will not happen again. Because if I have anything to say with that, it will be brought to light. And I'm very glad we were a part of this process to let the community understand and bring it to their attention of what was going on behind the scenes. People will be held accountable for their actions. Like I said to our people, we went into this with integrity, and we stood on that integrity at all costs. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We have been joined by Javon Smith. Javon Smith, welcome again.
Thank you.
All right, Javon, let's hear from you. I know you've been following in the background.
Yeah, well, fellow Liberians in Indiana, I'd like to, so I'll break this into 3 different sessions. First off, I just want to comment on, I got everything you guys are saying. I would just caution you, be ready to be disappointed. You cannot write the laws that you have no means of enforcing and expect to hold people accountable by the laws. If they said don't run the red light, say run the red light is a law, and we run the red light and there's no one to enforce that law, you can cry all you want to cry. Oh well, The reality is that's your own shop. This is what we have in the community. Yeah, we would like to hold people accountable. Who is the accountability piece? Who bear that? Who? The board? As everyone is aware, the issue of transparency when we ask for simple transparency to be afforded to us, that would be afforded the other party. Up to today's it. They're sitting on it. It's intentional. It's not by mistake. It's not by, you know, it's intentional. And they will not address it. So you think these are the same people you're going to run to for accountability? Woo. If you have that energy, you try it. Go right ahead. Think about it. If you and your sibling get in a quarrel and you go to your parent, and whether you right or not, they saw you being wrong and you say, hey, this is it, and they tell you, say, well, just shut up. And every time you go there, oh, just shut up. I'm the parent. I'm always right. Or I'm the parent. I decide not to talk about it. What are you gonna keep doing? You see, then we're gonna hold. Who's gonna hold your sibling accountable? It's just the reality. It's not about holding people accountable. It's this idea that we've been here so long. We have been there and done it. People know us. We have integrity. But because those other people always been afraid to look in their faces and say, no, you were wrong. And we'll stand in the public and I will tell you that you were wrong. And they have gotten away with it for so long. So it becomes the norm. And that's what we are dealing with. Just I'll call it icing on the cake. We cry about the irregularities and the cheating that was going on. We call on the bull. We call on the EC chairman who presented the letter 2 days before the election that the other other commissioners wrote, calling out the EC chairman, Mr. Jeremiah Sile, for unethical behavior. What happened on Friday? Less than 24 hours before the election, when no one has seen the display of the ballot paper in the chat room, a member of the other team displayed the exact ballot papers that we use on election day. The exact ballot paper in the chat room. And you expect anything to be addressed? Really? I'm a realist. How? How is it possible that ballot people that the EC, the election commission, or the Jeremiah said they sat on the show and refuse to pull out for voters' education and say, oh no, because I want for people to copy it. So two things happen. He either provided it to them, or a better explanation, he called them and said, hey, you guys go ahead and make the ballot paper and print it out for me. Is that how that's what you talk about integrity, fairness? But for those who think they know and they knew what happened and they saw it happen and they choose to remain silent, oh well. But he who detests an uneven skill, he who hates for things to not be fair, that greater power, he saw it. And he's going to hold you accountable. Whatsoever you did, you seen it, you knew it, you kept silent, and you said, oh yeah, well, just accept that skill. It's life. You have sow or seed. You shall reap what you sow.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to come upon you. They will follow your children. See, when certain things are happening to certain people, people wonder and say, I wonder why. But these are the very things. It will come back. Just get ready tomorrow when it's happening in your shoes and everybody else is looking away and turning away in the background. No one can stand up for you. Or what happened to your children. And no one can stand up to say anything publicly for them. No one can come to the defense. Even though everybody knows it's wrong. And no one can come to the defense. Oh well. It shall be. What you sow is what you're going to reap. I want to use this time and tell everyone thanks out there. Those who give us the word, stood by the commitment, and stood by the word. Thank you. It's politics. I don't expect everybody to vote for you. We were brought up in a political arena where your brother can be opposing you.
Mm-hmm.
It's politics. We know about all the duplication of actions and covert moves and stuff like that. It's politics. But at the end of the day, it's better to have an honest enemy than this untrustworthy friend. Those are, oh yeah, guys, oh yeah, you don't have to lie about it. You say, hey, I got you. I hear what you sell. You're cool, but I don't think you sell. You sell your point is being bought by me. Okay. But again, that's a seed decided to sow. You shall reap it. But everyone that stood by the word, thank you. Sincerely appreciate it. And for those who open the door, like, hey, people that are close to, hey, Smith, I'm not voting for you. I appreciate you because you are honest. I would like to call one person out there. You myself always going back and forth. Mr. Anthony Gifford, he told me, he says, Smith, I would not vote for him. Give me a reason why we went back and forth. Mm-hmm. Even on the election day, you myself, we spent maybe at least 2 hours together just chatting. That is an example of what we as people should be able to do. Because our honesty has to be on display in everything. You don't have to agree with everybody. And for him,
It's true.
Hear myself talk about, we talk about him, we talk about openly. Yeah, everybody may not have that in them. But if you think that by you lying to my face, you start walking on, oh, well, it's on you and your conscience. As a seed you want to plant, you shall reap it. So it shall it. I want to say thank you to everybody, people. I want to say big thank you to one person. Tomasa. When we went through this process, I expected oppositions. I expect all the, backstabbings. It's politics. I'm not new to it. But when the personal attacks were coming, and not only directed towards me where it was affecting when she was being hurt. There was a night where she spent the entire night crying, literally weeping on the phone because she wasn't close to. I was at work, and every time I called, she was crying because she really felt hurt. And she kept asking me, "Is that how politics is supposed to be?" And I told her, I said, "No, but that's how we, the Liberians, that's how we display it." There's so many lessons that she learned from it, but I want to tell her thank you because she stood by me. She didn't have to. She had her choice. I told her straight on the I said, you owe me nothing. On a political field, you owe me nothing. And I will hold nothing against you. But at least she knows now. You say up there in the rear view mirror, they are closer than they appear. The hypocrites in the rear view mirror, they are closer to you than you think they are. I have been telling you this for years. And some of it came to light. You've seen it now. I'm sorry how to see it in a public form. You have to happen in this kind of public life before it can wake you up.
Yeah. Yep.
He always used to say that I like to make predictions, not predictions. And one thing I know she learned was before I make a move, I tell her, say, this is what I'm going to do, and this is what this person one will do, person two will do, person three will do. And when I do this will be the next thing person one will do, person two and person three will do. And exactly as I lay it out, it happened. And she thought that she always felt like I was programming them to see. I said, no. Because you gotta know people's personalities. It's already there. You know, I don't care how you squeeze the apple, my brother, you will not get an orange juice from it.
It's true.
And that's why you guys are talking about your hold accountable and get closer from the EC. You'll try. I don't care how you squeeze the orange, my brother, you'll not get pineapple juice. Well, if it's not in them, it is not in them. I'll say this publicly. I'll say publicly to their faces. They then try to. Like I told you guys, that for me, nobody owe me any explanation. I'm not wanting anybody to explain anything to me. It already happened. We already moved on.
Mm-hmm.
I see in my world say it is all good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Going on to the next greater battle. We're fighting in a different direction.
It's true.
Not a retreat. It's a fight in a different direction. It is all good.
Yeah.
At least with politics, they already show people true character. What people have been thinking about you is what they have done. It's not politics. It's that who they are. Just how boiling water is to the tea bed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's politics of a person's character.
You're right, Yvonne. So you stress on something that just came to my mind. I thought of it during the process. Today will be the last day we'll talk about this whole process because election is over, but it's good to give the commentary after the entire event. And you spoke about the arrangement. I know that you or Brandy's or the professor, somebody spoke about the arrangement of the ballot paper. And the very day I noticed that because the election commissioner chairperson and the rest of them stood up here, and even the board secretary, Dr. H. Momo Famule. I remember the last meeting we had with them, and even Dr. Christopher Falafaya. He even mentioned the same about nobody running as team, and this election is not about team, it's about individual, it's about individual, it's about individual. Then surprisingly, the day of the election, when you look at the ballot paper and you look at the way the individual were placed, it clearly states that they were placed as a team and not as individuals. Because they make it much easier for whoever person they have given the information to the night before the election to just keep spreading the message. Say when you go there, just look for number one. And I kept hearing people saying number one. It was strange to me till I had to go in there and see what it meant by number one. Not knowing number one was all the candidates at the top, if from the other side vote for them. Or all the candidates at the bottom, they from the other side. If you're saying people register individually and they will be elected individually, that should have been placed differently. You should have placed up and down, one from the other side, one from the other side. They make it much difficult for somebody to tell somebody, say, go and vote all number one. And I thought that was wrong. And yes, he just brought it up. That's why it came to my mind. But like I said, while that the bull owe me some explanation, the pastoral council owe me some explanation, and the EC owe me some explanation. So going forward, I will write them, and if they're done, answer my questions. The recordings I have, I would decide to play them on my show. Well, I know I'm a citizen of a Liberian community. I know nobody can drive me out of here, but I would just play the recordings I have for people in the community to see what I'm talking about. The election is over. We can't undo the election results. The reason why we even went to the election, because in our last meeting with the board and the pastoral council, they said, oh, we're just baking, you just go to A, you just leave it open. That's why we went. But initially, we had a whole game plan. If it cannot be fixed, don't need to go and get involved with it. But because they beg us, that's why we went to A. They saw all of the problems. So the election results or not, it wasn't anything to us because we knew how the election result was going to be. You saw how even the election commissioner chairperson, when he was announcing the result, he was like jubilating and validating what he told them in the past. So it was like low budget playing fun. Sometimes I want to reason with Joseph Walker. He said, "Do not give a boy or man job." You know, so those things never got to me because I know we knew the outcome. We were just trying to please the pastoral council, but there are some things that they said individually that they will be held accountable for. And if they don't address my concerns, part of the team will be played right on this show. Professor, come in.
Yep, I was the one that talked about that balloting because that was amazing to me. Because you remember when we went to the meeting the first time that I was able to be there, that was my concern. Everything we said, they would say, so what is the way forward? Okay, we just told you the way forward, but you keep asking the same thing. And it was like, it was a kind of delay tactic to act as if, as Savannah can say, as if, you're doing something when you're not doing nothing. So what was all the play and what were all the games about? Where at the end of the day, everything was going to be the same way. We cried that this person is unethical. You do nothing about it. You keep him there until he do what he has planned to do. What you come back to say to us now? Oh, we don't know nothing because we told you what will happen. And you say, oh no, we will see to it that it's not like that. But exactly it was like that. How do you then look at your pastors? These people are supposed to be God-fearing. These people are supposed to be the voice of wisdom. They're supposed to be able to handle things. They're supposed to be able to settle disputes amicably. But it didn't look like that. It did not look like that. How can you go back to them again? They will claim me, oh, you're too young, you're too young. Well, I tell you right now, the young people have more wisdom than the older people this time because they did not exhibit not one. People who people expected to be who they say they are were not who they said they were. And the true characteristic came out. I don't know if these people can really look in the mirror and look back at themselves and say, you did good. I don't know if they can do that. Because I know they show not sleeping good at night because anything you do will haunt you. That's why God gave us conscience. You will have to live with it. And I do agree with Yvonne. They won't give no accountability. They will not. They will keep telling you the same thing they've been telling you from the beginning. Oh, let's just let this thing go for peace sake. Excuse me? How can you make peace when you don't understand what is peace is about? What are we fixing now? Tell me what we're fixing, then we know what to fix. But I gave you things, you don't give me nothing. You say, okay, let's just fix it. Fix what? That's what they keep trying to do. Same thing they did at the meeting. Oh, we hear what you're saying, but for peace sake. Never address nothing. Never. And at the end of the day, we are right here where we started. But one good thing we learned in this process is that you can lose your integrity, you can lose your characteristic if you stand for nothing. Because all the things they're doing, we could have gone and do things like that, dirty things too. But that's not us. So we say, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to be free. We're going to be fair. We're going to go at it the way it is. People copying up lies. Today they want to go in the chat room and justify. Nobody cares about that stuff. If it was what it was, you would have left it where it was. Someone tried to say, oh, the picture Robert put up was just it. No, we saw it. We saw it. So why did he take it down? If there was nothing wrong with it, why did he take it down? He just got busted. Apparently, I don't think that's where he was even sending it. I think he was sending it to somebody else because they all had their phones and he was supposed to send it to somebody else and he mistakenly put it in the chat room. That's what's sad. But these are the people that's supposed to work for us. But I think that's one place, Logan, that's where you're going to be held accountable. For all the risk story they made, now they're about to work. We're about to see them and then see them for the work. And then we'll call them out too. You say you were going to do this. This is what needs to be done. Why it's not done yet? Why you not doing it? Why you not seeing it? You know? Because we can't go to the next election with these same things. No way. We cannot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's on this government to fix that. If they don't initiate it, it's not going to happen. And then we'll be back at square one again. Then we'll blame
Like,
the group before them and the group before them and the group before them. Why you going way back? Just start with you. So a lot of changes need to come down the pipeline. And I hope for this community sake they do.
Thank you so much, Professor Pillett. So, Bernice, let you have from you before you leave because you say you'll soon be leaving. Unmute yourself, Bernice.
So yes, I totally agree with Jivan because before he came, I said the same thing. We're looking for closure where closure is never gonna be given the way we see fit because as we know, people right now that are calling us, uh, separately who are willing to profess on that wine or but there are people who are not willing to come up to the forefront and in the name of politics, community service slash student council,
Mm-hmm.
um, they won't say anything because they are not on the losing side of the chain now. Because we all see people that are in that chat room now who, when they lost last time, where were they? Missing. Now they're back because they decide to put hands in the same water that castigated them out of the community. So it's fine. Um, but I seen somebody in the comments said something about bashing. Let's be clear. I don't have to bash anybody to state facts. The facts are what they are. The fact speaks for themselves. Calling out issues and pointing the finger to where it needs to be point for things to be fixed is never bashing anyone. If somebody tells you something in secret or try to be in secret but they know it should be public, and they are the same people saying, oh no, they're just trying to talk, they're just crying, there's no point of bringing it out and proving them wrong because we know what we know and we're speaking what we're speaking because things happen. People know they happen. People turn the other eye. And one thing I've heard a lot here: scratch my back, I scratch yours. We've seen it happen openly in these elections. Wherever favor people, old people from before, we see them bring those favors into play. But it's okay, right? Because they say it's politics. So just remember, like I said before, and I will say it again before I leave, when it is your time and you're crying, guess what I'm going to say? Get over it. It's politics. And if that's how you guys think that we are going to move the community forward, it's never going to be moved forward because we're never actually addressing the actual problem. We're always trying to put a band-aid over it and keep moving on and act like, oh, nothing happened and we'll fix it later. Um, Again, I want to thank everybody that won the elections. We're looking up to you guys now to address these situations for what you know happened. You know what happened, just like we knew what happened. So address it. Make sure that the things that need to be fixed, especially that constitution change, make sure that we truly have a check and balance system in our community where no one person has the power to make any decision on their own. It should be followed by everybody else. And if you are part of an organization or a group that is put up to make a decision, don't sit back and let your voice not be heard. Speak up for any wrongdoing that is doing and stand your ground. Standing your ground is better than sitting back and letting unjust things go on and say, I don't want to get attacked. Because more people will stand with you and your integrity if you stand up for what's right than you sitting down and not doing anything about it. On that note, I do have to leave. So thanks again for allowing me the time on your platform to speak up. Thanks to my panelists and you guys. Good night.
Thank you so much, Bernie Alpha. It was nice being here again tonight. Thank you. Alrighty, so there you have it. That was Bernie Alpha. So Jeremiah Chie, I know if y'all coward, I'm not. So don't tell me about if I say I have clay I want to play and I can play. If I want to play, I can play. Election result do not define anybody. This is a voluntary job. I don't necessarily have to be president of the Liberian community. I saw some loopholes. I saw some things that go on in the community that wasn't right. That's why I stood up to the plate. So if you man enough, stand up to the plate and do the same. You stood there with all the character you have. You never change it. You never spoke about it. So don't dare come again with that. Let's hear from you, Javon Smith, and we'll go to the professor.
Jeremiah,
Just to add
Jeremiah,
into that, Mr.
really?
Logan,
Are you talking
I
about?
just want to
Somebody
add
hold
in
on,
on
let
that,
Javon go on.
Mr. Logan. I would just like to add in on that. Okay, go ahead, Javon.
Okay. Are you really talking about Jeremiah? She really have the audacity to make a comment. But Mr. Logan, I told you. I told you from the beginning. Look, yes, it seems Jeremiah that I told Joshua about freedom is not free, and I will protect his freedom for him to disagree and disrespect me and abuse me, and he got all but hurt.
Yeah.
You know, so these guys, this is seeing Jeremiah you're talking about they push a button in the chat room and you're about to go ballistic. You know, so I mean, come on, we are talking about people that only can give out. They are, you know, they cannot be on the receiving end. Then they're ready to tear the whole place down. You know, it's like people that say, "Oh, the mosquito in the house, I'll put the whole house on fire." But yeah, against me now. So don't pay Jeremiah any mention. He thin skin, very very thin skin. You know, but I like to give. I know I left out 7 people. There were people that drove from Bloomington, Anderson, you know, to come and vote.
Yeah.
I'll tell you guys, thank you. Our soccer team players, you know, how young guys, you know, that who have been dismissed because you walking around with dreadlocks, you're walking around with your hair looking like you're talking about Black Americans, you know, all the dismissive terms that they have been using against you. You still came up and you voted. Thank you. You know, for coming in a community that have always dismissed you, will always continue to dismiss you, but it will continue to do that until one of these guys catch a break, you know, and made it pro. They will all be, oh, that's my Liberian brother. Oh, that's my friend's son. Oh, that's my, you know, and stuff like that. You know, that's the basic hypocritical nature of us. You know, we need to stop that. Cause oh, the way they look, you know, how the person dressing. We, you know, we're in a pluralized society. Okay, wear clothes. Not because you're wearing your 3-piece suit and the brand what the jeans pants and look how you dress it out. Do you know what that person is going through? Do you know if that's the only group outgoing pants they have? Or if they are wearing that because that's what they're more comfortable in? Do they have to conform to your own standard of morality? You know, to each their own. And we keep pointing fingers. Oh, you just come in the community. You're new to the community. You know what people are going through? You stay at one tip. People literally, some people, it take 3, 4, 5 years before they can even be able to get a car to be able to drive themselves back and forth. You know, settling in is not smooth for everybody. If you were fortunate you had a parent that brought you here or you came to some family member and already had everything set for you, kudos. Be grateful. Don't be bashing people. You don't know people's story. Not because everyone that's standing out there and opening them up wide means that everything is going on fine with them. You know, we have to be humble. We have to be open-minded to our fellow Liberians. We have to be open the door and reach out to these people that you always find something negative to say about it. Hey, what's going on? Is there any way I can help? Is there way I can come in? So you have extra cars. That person just need a break. Instead of going to go to a dealership the first time they get robbed, you're not going to use your extra car, sell it to them cheaper. You know, strike a deal with it. Okay, yeah, you use my car, you paying so and so my every month. Let's make a deal. Let's put it on paper. Show them the way. Not because you already, or even if you went through it, you struggle, you got it, means that you just have to dismiss everybody now. The 5 fingers are not the same. Everybody's path will not be paved the same way.
Mm-hmm.
We are all Liberians. You know, I want to say thanks to I would say all my women out there, because a lot of them are like, oh, my husband in the election, I come look out for it. I want to say thank you. Thank you for coming out. For coming out before before they your conscience. And one thing I know, they all knew me. I told them was, this is my platform. You don't owe me nothing politically. I don't hold nothing against you politically. I just want to be a part. And they
You're
came out
right.
a part, you know. But again, you guys, good luck. You'll be trying to squeeze the pineapple and be expecting orange juice out of it. I would be just a lot. Patting your other back. Because if someone don't have integrity and morals in them, I don't care how you squeeze them. I don't care what furnace you put them through. The ill will not come out of him. You cannot take something out of someone when they don't have it in them. I don't care how you squeeze them.
You're right. You're right. So, Professor Pele, let's hear from you.
You know, I was telling Savannah's that initially when I first came into this community, it was during Rufus Tati's time. And all day people would be coming, would be doing politics. And I'm like, I don't want that politic thing here. Don't want that politic thing here. I don't want you in the community. I don't want you there. And he said, you cannot effect change when you are not in it. If you want to effect it, you got to be a part of it, and you can effect it. I said, okay, that was my first encounter in a community to see how things work. But I didn't get to experience the platform because I think the idea is when you pay your dues, you're supposed to get access to the Sierra, but they didn't give me access that time. And I didn't know I was supposed to have access, so I never asked for it. But this election, this time, for me to be right in the front row and see things that I never was supposed to see was not good. It's just like when you find somebody naked and you're not supposed to see them. No matter how you cover your eyes, the image is stuck in your brain. It's never going to go away. It's how when you see people really undress themselves and you can see them for what they really are, you can never unsee them. No matter how much clothes they put on, you will always see that naked person that you saw. And that's the scary thing about your character and your integrity. They are the one thing that expose you. If you play with them, you become naked. And when people see you that way, you can't put clothes on for us to say you're different. So I hope Parker and his team got their work cut out for them. I hope they'll work very hard to fix that constitution. That at least there will be a governing set of rules and policies and regulations that this community can follow. Because right now we're just on it. We're just going. We don't have nothing to guide us for nothing. And in the absence of the law, then come the lawless. And they will do whatever it takes to get away with murder. Because there's no binding contract. There is no policy in place. So I hope his first 100 days in office, will fix that constitution. That would be the work he will set up for, because that is very, very important for this community to have guidelines to follow. Because we see in the absence of guidelines what can happen. We've experienced it firsthand. So that we go into turn. And I've told everybody during this campaigning time, I got my own job. I am the Minister of Education, Correction Fluid Department. I will continue to make corrections.
Yeah.
And I will correct attitude. I will correct behaviors. I will correct morals. I will correct integrities. We'll fix everything that needs to be fixed. Because
Mm-hmm.
by the time the next time come around, we should have people straight. Because some people never had these things in their upbringing. The war brought a lot of things. Some people got up one day, they were in the village, and the next day they found themselves smack down in the middle of Monrovia. And 2 weeks later, they were in America. But that don't mean we are all here. We got to work on some people. We got to fix them. We got to get them where they need to be.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll do that. And I don't even know the person that even gave me the name, but I love it. I am correction fluid, and I will correct them.
I used
I
to
will
say
keep
that.
wiping. And correction fluid can just, it can white out. It can't even leave what was behind it before. We will white it out. We'll fix it. We'll get there. So I know I'm going to be working very hard in this new government because I'm the Minister of Education and I've got my own job. So nobody needs to give me a job. I got a job. I'm working.
We
But
will
I want
get
to say
there.
thank you. I want to say thank you to all those who came out to vote for Team Logan. Thank you for what you stand for. Thank you for what it is that you know you wanted. And you
Mm-hmm.
came out with it. We appreciate you like no others. And we say thank you and thank you and thank you. Don't be dismayed. Don't be discouraged that it didn't happen now. Those things you were hoping that change agent will bring, he still has it. It will still unfold because he can't help himself. It will unfold. It will come in. So just stick around and hold your patience.
Thank you so much, Professor Pele. So, as she stated, whatever we say we were going to do, we will still do it. We will still work to the best of our abilities. We will still work in the interest of our community. We stay here. We ain't get nowhere to go. So, until then, whatever thing you've been thinking about, those lost election in the past, ran away from the community. But from the very beginning of this thing, I knew it's a free job. I knew it was just an opportunity to advocate for the Liberian people who live in Indiana. So win or lose, it never hurt me. And whatever I say I was going to do, I will do it. Auditing past administration, I ain't have to be president before I audit past administration. I just need to write the IRS. They will flourish me with the documents. So all the things I say I would do, I will do it going forward. So those of you out there thinking that hey, the people lose the election, so he angry, he this, he that. I'm never. I'm a person who started facing life for 9 years, so I have seen more than what I've seen now. This is just a minute portion of what I've seen. So I'm never touched. My faith is so strong. So we'll be right back to get our parting. So before we get our parting, I just want to play one little promotion for Marion. Then we'll come back and get our parting. Thank you.
Hey, beautiful ladies of Indianapolis. Are you looking for a beauty place where you can buy all your latest human hairs and other beauty accessories? Look no more. The MD Beauty Salon, located at 3429 Kentucky Avenue, is just that right spot for all your beauty needs. At MD's, our customers' satisfaction is our foremost priority. Our staffs are friendly and accommodating. Contact us today on 317-360-2624. MD Beauty Salon, your one-stop shop for all your beauty needs. And hey, ladies, when you get there, tell Mariette that the girl is sexy.
Thank you again. We are back. So something was just making me laugh in the background. So let me just say this. Well, I am who I am. Regardless I'm president or not president, I won't change. So whatever thing I feel that are better for the community, if I can speak out, I will speak out. So if you send me inbox, send me text and saying, hey, be careful what you're saying, the people will get a screenshot, it will get or record it. Record it. Record it. I just stand for the truth. I don't shy away. If you need 30 sound box or 40 sound box when I'm going for another office, use it. But it will be about the truth. I can rest assured that. All right, so we won't go to our dear brother and friend Jivan. Chifa, you want to unmute yourself and get your parting? Then we'll go to Dr. Pele to get her. Say Professor Pele to get her parting.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, again, thank you to everyone that took time off their busy schedule to come out and exercise the right to vote. And that's everyone in the community, whether you voted for us or not. And thank you to everyone who gave us the word and stood by the word. Thank you.
Just
Also,
a second, Chifa. So Mr. Jeremiah, probably you'll get angry or maybe you'll take a screenshot. I suspend your right to comment for 30 minutes. So I just want to let you know that. Go ahead, Chifa.
yeah. Also, I told you I said I maintain skin, so now I don't know why would you even do that. I'll check on him in the next 5 minutes because he's probably on the street right now. Screaming in the neighborhood before they call the cops on him.
Yeah.
They got something like law against that.
Oh, the Logan, our princess, show face to do Makati. Welcome, our princess. Go ahead, Chifa.
All right. So, yes, I was saying, everyone, thank you. I mean, there's so many people out there I have to owe gratitude and thanks to that work on our behalf. I make the phone calls. Thank you so much. People drove distances. Some people left to work early. Some people didn't go into work. Come on, for thank you. And also for all my women. I mean, I gotta find some like good excuse for you for Thanksgiving because I can call your name out here because I don't want the community now. The new leadership have more things to work. I don't want to be trying to figure a way to be dividing you from fighting. But
that's
all
true.
all my women out there, I found some good excuse for you for Thanksgiving. So to free myself up. But thank you so much for listening to us. Seeing what we put forth, just listening and believing it. They were the facts. Like I said, everything I put out there were the facts. I wasn't speaking just to throw words out or out of anger. It was just the basic facts, and the facts are still there. The transparency issue we talk about that the post say, oh, yo, give it to Team Packer for transparency. We ask for it up to do this. They cannot provide the same to us. They cannot provide the same to you. So if they're trying to talk to, maybe they'll try to talk to somebody in the background. Get, oh, go talk to G1. Ask them, tell them, have you provided the letters he requested or the transparency to him? Because for some reason we the Liberian our community like to go in the background and sneak and be making private phone calls and talking to people in private. Like I said, and to those who like to do that, I don't need it. It's election is over. I'm done. I don't reserve when I'm fighting.
Oh yeah.
If I decided reserving, it's because I already weighed out the consequences, know what will play out in either way, and I accept it as it is. If I feel I cannot accept what I know is not right to an extent, I will fight with everything I got, and it will not go forward until that is addressed. So, were we expecting to be unfairly treated, and the results will go against us because of that? Yes, I knew it coming. I saw it coming. Someone asked me that question. I said, yeah. So why can't you guys take a stand? We got to apply the nuclear option. We got to have gotten the state involved to put an injunction on the whole election process. But guess what? Hey, it's just little politics. People showing their true colors. People showing exactly who they are. Those people that sit and use all the big words and talk about and they're saying they know history and this and that. The history ain't being crap. If you repeating the same thing that was done in the past and you yourself are the one side repeating it today, your history don't mean nothing because you did not learn from it. And I understand being a victim doesn't mean that you have to be a master of the scene or victim mentality. And for you to apply on anybody. We don't owe you nothing. You don't owe us nothing. I'm G.Von Smith, the leper. I don't eat in the night. Okay, guys, I'm out of here.
Thank you so much, G.Von. So you heard from him. That's G.Von Smith, man of little words in my Massa voice. Massa can say, Philip, he's a man of little words. Thank you so much, my dear brother G.Von Smith. Let's hear from you, Professor.
So I'm happy that this is discussed tonight. because now we're moving on to a new level. By the time we come on this show, the next time we're on a whole different page because we've had the opportunity to air our minds, air what's on our heart, and put out there what the problem is left with those who going on and about to find themselves in the picture. In Liberia, they can say, I see myself in the photo. So we will be standing by and watching the camera crew go by to work. And we'll see who's in the photo or who's not in the photo. But notwithstanding, we're thankful that this was an opportunity. If we never had a chance to partake, we would not have the experience we have now. And no experience come easy. So we've got our full share of it. Nobody can tell us nothing. We can stand up and say, oh, I was there. I seen this happen and it went like this. And nobody can say, oh, you're making it up because we were in front row seat. And that's an opportunity I consider it because not many people in their lifetime will get to this point in their life to rather sit in the background and throw stones. But we came to the forefront and we did not even throw the stones. We got boulders and we put it down and say, I dare you to bring your facts. So nobody can say we made it up. Nobody can say we lied on them. It's what we saw unfold. But I'm thankful that it happened the way it happened. And we're here to learn, move on to the next level. And I want to tell you, thank you, Philip, for being who you are. I would have never gotten in this for anybody. But your personality, your integrity, your character won me over. Because the one thing I can't stand is somebody who can lie. I can't stand it. Tell me the truth and let me fix it if I can. But don't lie and don't give me a fair chance. And you are the person who's straightforward. You say it like it is, and you will not back down on what you know. I don't care. And especially the day you said, well, I'm not also qualified. I was sold for 2 cents. Because at that point, it's like, it doesn't matter. If it's because of that they don't want me to contest, then I will not contest. But I know that's speaking up in the face of difference when everybody else decides to be silent. That's integrity. And you stand for that in every shape and form. And I respect you for that. You're the only reason I'll ever do politics in this place. Any day, I will roll on your team. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Professor Willow Pele. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Good night.
Good night.
Well, again, I'm here, the lone soldier, and thanks to all of those who accept to contest on our ticket, and Bernie Alpha, Hawa Kilima, Mata Ball, Professor Willa Pilley, Jivon Smith, and Frank Trop, my dear brother and friend, Maury Gua. You guys are all the real heroes. And to those people who are playing some key roles in making this to happen, my dear brother, uh, Peter Howell, Titi Banks, Celine, and my wife, Princess Samar Hamul, Logan, and Sis Vera Hamul, my Annie Gibson, and the rest of the folks. You know, some people would not want the name to be called, but we truly appreciate you guys for all of the calls, the support, the financial support, the moral support, the prayers through these processes. We truly appreciate them. Listen, to those of you in power now, or those of you who was elected on Saturday and have been crowned with the mantle of authority to lead this community for the rest of the 3 years. Don't get carried away. Don't feel it's a walk in the park. You have too many critical minds now in town here. It ain't going to look like back in those days where people go to meeting, very few people make the decisions. I'm saying this to you today, as you have been, as you were elected on Saturday. Take your election very seriously. Serve with distinction. Remember, power is a diminishing commodity. power. Don't see it to be you are boss for people. Remember, you are a servant and you will be held accountable. You have to cultivate your emotions in my Joseph Silly voice. Cultivate your emotions because you will be held accountable. You will be answering questions in meetings. You will present your report, and your report will be questioned. And you will stand in front of the body, the General Assembly, and answer those questions. Don't get too angry. Other people did it. You question them in the past. It will be your turn to answer. I know sometimes we get frustrated when we are asked. But like I said, today on this show, I want to reaffirm that my team and I, we will work along with this administration. I'm calling all of my supporters, and I'm so excited to have 164 people to say, yes, we trust you, and we will give you our vote. And I'm calling on all of the 164 people tonight. Get up. The election is over. Support the administration. Support your community. Let's move this community forward. They were just privileged to be elected, and they are privileged to be your leaders. But with all you, they cannot get the work done. You can criticize constructively. You can praise when there's a need to praise, and you can condemn when there's a need to condemn. At this moment, our community, we have people of all walks of life. We have people from different states that have moved to Indiana of late. Let us not sit on the side and believe that we're going to do the same thing, business as usual. That if I'm defeated, I will not come to any of the functions. I will try to honor mine to make it look like, oh, it's supposed to be me to get it moving. Let's get away with those old mentality. Let's get involved. Let's serve. Let's work to see our community grow. We should not stay on the side. Support the administration in every way possible. Whatever expertise you have. If you are doing this in good faith, do it now. Don't sit. Don't get angry. It's a service to your community. And tonight, I want to use this time to appreciate all of my supporters. Over 300 of you people. Some of you couldn't make it to the voting site. I reason with you. Some of you couldn't get registered. Some of you felt frustrated when you came from Honesty and other places. Your name wasn't on the roster and you couldn't vote. And you never did it because I called you. You did it because you saw the promotion and the advertisement all flying around. I appreciate you people so much. Those of you who were able to cut off from work and come to that voting site to vote because you saw something in us to move this community agenda. I can say to you tonight, I want to reaffirm that we will not sit back. All of those ideas that we have to move this community, we will pass it on to the next administration. We will pass it on to this elected administration. And my advice to these new people who have been elected, don't see it as this is our time. This is all of us' time. Election is over. We won together. There's not one group of people who sit and antagonize the other people because you were privileged to get elected. Like I always say on the show, a philosopher said, to know is common. To know what ought to be known is uncommon. You got elected, but there are so many things you don't know. There are new innovations. There are some things that you need help with. Don't shy away. Ask me if I can help. I will. Ask any of my team members if they can help. They will. Let's have a government of inclusion. Let's reach out to all of the Liberians living here. Indiana, have 92 counties. Let's encourage all of our Liberians. Let's get involved. Don't make this thing to be our team now. We not win, so they'll go be voting there because they lose. You will be the bigger loser if you ever dare try that. Because winning is just a means to an end. You haven't yet arrived. You have a whole lot of work to do. And as I stated, power is a diminishing commodity. The moment you start, boom, your popularity start to diminish. People start to say, oh, all the money you are making. Oh, you say you know about finance. Look at here now. Look at the financial record. Look at the other thing. You start getting frustrated. People not singing praises to you anymore because it is time to work. It's like a player who's sitting on the bench and criticizing everybody on the field. When you put him on the field, he ain't want to break his own ball. That's how he look. So all of the brilliant minds around you, call them. I remember Ronald Reagan when they asked him, because it was he was the one who under his administration gave Liberia 500 million when Samuel Kayode were president. When they asked him what make your administration great, he said, because of the team that I have. So your team members are not just enough. Every Liberian in this community should be included in the decision making. If you sit and say it is our time, you will be in serious trouble. You will be in serious trouble. And before I leave my show tonight, I want to use this time to apologize to everyone in the community that I have offended during these electioneering processes. If I said something to you, if I offend you in any way, I want to say I'm sorry. It wasn't intentional. It was just the heat of the season. That's why the American people refer to it as a silly season. During that period, the 1 month period, everybody is crazy until the period can be over. Now that the period is over, if I have offended you in any way, I said something to you that you don't like, I'm sorry. Let's trash it. Let's move on. Let's build our community. It's time for healing. It's not time to be holding personal grudges or carrying things that make no sense. Let's unite this community and let's work together as we move the Liberian community forward. With that being said, I want to say to all of you here tonight, good night. And to my brother Jeremiah Chie, I suspend your right to comment for just 30 minutes. It wasn't intentional, but you were just getting me distracted. And to my brother Joseph Sile Jr., I want to say welcome on board. We have bigger games. We have better work to do. This time around, it's not a Liberian community. We are going higher heights. So thanks again. Thanks to everyone for joining the show tonight. And don't forget, on Saturday we have the Friends of Philip. We will be having our thank you party to all of our people who support us. And those that never support us, we're asking everyone to come up. Let's have fun. So on Saturday, we'll be having our thank you party as 4073 Gateway Code, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46254. We're asking everyone to come up. It will going to be on Saturday. It starts by 6 o'clock. And it's November 12th, 2022. On Saturday, this Saturday. Come up. Let's have fun. Whether we win or whether we lose, the community have won. Let's every one of us come out and let's have fun and let's celebrate. It's not time to be facing your face so serious. It ain't so serious. The matter of fact that we want to soccer game in penalty, the game never draws. So we have to have a winner. So I want to say thanks to everybody. Thanks to my brother Jose, and thanks to Fatima, and thanks to Peter Howard, TT Banks, and Vida Duo. Okay, my brother Jeremiah, cheer you back. Yeah, your comment was disturbing me, Jeremiah. Trust me. The man tell me, just the man tell me, oh, the man come out of it. Jeremiah, cheer, boy, no, the man are cool, basso. So how you not be fussy? Yeah, man. So get ready. The inauguration's coming up in January. Get ready. You will see me. I'm gonna be in my red, white, and blue suit. I will be there chilling. Okay, Jeremiah did nothing wrong. I wrong you. Now, by me, apologize. I wronged Jeremiah tonight. So y'all please call Jeremiah to beg it for me. Jeremiah, I wrong you. Now, you did nothing wrong, but trust me, I'll get in my feelings small. All right. So, guys, thanks everyone for joining us tonight again. We want to say thank you, Jeremiah Chia. You're so funny, my man. Thank you again. And we see on Thursday. Thanks for joining Logan's Hour. Good night and bye bye.